word got around, and then that's just when the idea came up to just, my boys like, hey man, we should just do after school program. You should just teach these kids how to make beats, you know, get some overtime.
That's dope. Get some overtime.
Some overtime, right?
That's always good. But it's dope that you teaching the kids how to make tracks, because these days everybody wants to be the rapper.
Right.
And I always say, you know, everybody's a rapper. We don't have enough CEOs. We don't have enough managers. We don't have enough producers. So you showing the youth about making beats, that starts a whole nother wave of producers, of people not just wanting to be on the rap side of things.
Absolutely. I mean, again, like you said, everybody has their role, right? I learned that, and you guys know, I've been around the CT music scene for years and years now, so being able to play that position of the producer role, I'm able to give that off to you. So now I see the want, especially the kids in my club, I see the want for them wanting to make beats and learning and trying to get better and things like that. And to me, that's gold. Yeah. Like you can't put a price on that. So I want to develop them. You know what I mean? That's why we got a lot of things going. The after school program is one thing, but between me and my manager Mud, shout out to Mud, we're also developing a nonprofit. And this is going to be an incubator system for kids who want to make music, kids who want to do photography, coding, videography, all that good stuff. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, we're just trying to get to it.
So it's a two-part question, because you mentioned how you work at the middle school. So first part is, what is it like chasing your dreams while also having to work a full-time job? Second part is, what's it like the kids seeing you being able to accomplish this in your dream world, but also in reality world, come to school and teach them? So two parts.
So, the reality of things is we got bills to pay, right?
Right.
There you go.
Don't get me wrong, I feel like I've done some great things in the producer side of the world, but that's not gonna cover all my bills, and they ain't gonna feed my babies all the way. You know what I mean? So I had to get the job.
Right.
Thank God for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this opened up our eyes for a passion, a blessing that I didn't know that I had. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
teaching.
now that I'm in a position of doing so, I've seen the kids just seen the drive in it, seen the want in it.
Yeah.
Basically just sitting there and coming up to me and just asking like, "Mister, how'd you do this?" Or "What happened with you in the song with Lil Wayne?" Or "How'd you get this placement?" Or, you know what I'm saying? And then it's questions that I love to answer. You know what I mean? I love passing that off to the kids, man. Like, this is our future here. You know what I mean? And if I could sit there and say I helped one of these kids get a placement, just a placement alone, you know what I mean? That's the world to me, you know? So.
I mean, a placement is cool, but just teaching them, just teaching them something.
100%.
And I think one of the most important things you just said is you've done some great things, but they wasn't going to pay the bills.
Right.
So you had to get a job. There's a lot of people who feel like if they got a job while chasing their dream, that they failed. No, you can have a job and still try to do rap. You can have a job and still produce and still do what you want to do. Some people don't want to get a job because they feel like, if I get a job, I'm taking away from
you gotta get a job,
career.
You gotta live, man.
Yeah, you gotta live.
And I'll be honest with you, that just comes along with the adversity of wanting to chase the dream, right? Not necessarily saying that that's the burden, but you gotta understand that this is something that you do have to do too. You gotta maintain your finances. Self-preservation is not gonna put you in a position to sit there and say, "Man, quit this job. I'm just gonna sit there and say I'm gonna make music full time because I know I got in my heart that I'm gonna."
You gotta fund the music.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta fund it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep it pushing. Stay on the grind, stay hungry, stay focused. You know what I mean?
It's cool because I feel like growing up, seeing people in these type of positions was like only on TV or on the radio, and now you're giving the kids a person that they can ask in person for these answers. It seems more accessible, seems more realistic for them because they know somebody doing it,
And shout out to everybody in TikTok and Instagram. I'll be honest, but
they on you, man. They're gonna get that little clip. That clip of you dancing, about to be out of here.
Listen, TikTok be crazy in the comments.
For real.
You with the side view too? Or they gonna kill you?
Yeah. You know what? And it's alright. I'm gonna play the veteran role on that, right?
Hey, Shump, coming up, man. These kids, they're looking at you. Who did you look at when you were coming up, as far as getting into this game?
Great question. Like my ment, especially at that type of age or going into high school, that's when I started making beats.
Right.
The guys that I looked up to, mentor, was more or less of a Prestige and Dirty Joker.
Right.
If you guys remember them,
Prestige,
you know what I mean?
guys, yeah.
Yeah, those are my guys. Shout out to them. But they were the ones that I was initially seeing doing the producer thing. You know what I mean? And that was fueling me.
Did you ever want to be the one on the microphone in front of it, or did you always want to be the guy behind?
I gave that rap career like 5 seconds.
It was fast?
It was over.
Ooh.
Yeah, in and out like a rocket. I was in and out of that, but it was real clear to me what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I seen the drive and those guys and how they conducted themselves as producers, and I wanted that. At that time, I want to say, at that time, YouTube wasn't really a thing. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, that YouTube was there, but you know, we could figure out. I mean, we could look up anything we want as far as tutorials and things like that, and you'll learn it on YouTube. I ain't have that. I had to literally like self-teach myself everything.
Different.
You know what I mean? So, which I feel like blessed me now because there's that producing software, FL Studio, that producing software that I use. I know that thing like the back of my own hand. You know what I mean? Just like I know, you know, the boards like the back of your own hand. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? I feel like that thanked me. I mean, excuse me, that blessed me.
Now, did it bug you out how, you know, you had songs, you had the Lil Wayne songs,
right.
you had the Yank Rhythm song, you was doing things,
right.
and you was going for it. You was really grinding, trying to get it.
Right.
And then the time where you, and I don't know if you did this, but where you just kick back and be like, you know what, I'm going to just do it out of the love. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make beats, let people see how I do it. Not really worried about it hitting or whatever, and it catches. When you wasn't, when you was trying to really get it,
right.
it wasn't catching like you wanted, but the time that you just let go and said, I'm going to just do this, and boom, it catches.
And that's crazy because that's how God works, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's gonna put you in your most humblest situations, and most humble moments, and you gotta understand your character and understand what you believe in, understand your morals, and stay focused. You know what I mean? And granted, I'll tell y'all right now, before the day after Christmas, I probably had no more than only 300 followers on TikTok.
Where you at now?
I'm close to 100K.
Wow.
I'm probably like 5,000 away from 100K.
You can go live on TikTok now. How many need to go live, Danni?
You only need 1,000 to go live.
Live on TikTok.
Man, it's just, it's me. I mean, it's God sitting there saying or making that vision clear. It's like, yo, this is your niche. This is something that you need to feed into. You know what I mean? You need to educate these kids. Educate these kids on what you know, what you've been doing. You know what I mean? Drive that spark.
What's that honestly make you feel like when you see the look on these kids' face when they finish, when they learn the 4-bar intro, the sequence, and when they finally learn it, and they play a whole song that's 3 minutes long, and the look on their face, how's that make you feel inside?
That's gold to me, man. All right. So I got a kid. His name's we call him Zig on the beat. And beginning of the school year, this kid was going through a lot. He had a lot of things going on at home. And he needed outsource. He needed a break. He needed some type of way through. And like now, that kid's like my shining star. You know what I mean? He's all over my TikTok. Everybody's believing in him. He was a kid who didn't really have too much confidence within himself, and this is helping him.
I can tell, man. It touches you. It means a lot to you.
For real, you know. So I love that. I love that for him.
Amazing.
I love that for myself. I love that for the kids who see the drive and want the more inside the art. You know what I mean? So this is gold to me.
Yeah. So
regardless if it goes far or not, this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm doing what I need to do.
Take your time, man. I feel you,
sure.
man. You're doing something great for these kids, man.
Aligned with God.
Yeah, and this is it seems like this is more than just music for you with the kids, and that's the great thing. It's coming from a great place.
For sure.
Now your phone's ringing left and right now.
It's going crazy.
You gotta fill that tank up, get the gas, fill it, and you gotta travel. You gotta be a lot of places right now.
Yeah.
And are you ready for this? And there's a lesson to be learned in this thing too, man. You've come a long way right now. You produce a lot of songs for people around here, and you've been in front of some big people.
Yep.
As far as producer-wise, what lessons have you learned as a producer to really get to that next level?
You're just being that we in the state of Connecticut is the focus, right? we're in a small music market, I would say. So knowing that we got to be able to understand our ways of building, our ways of growing. Understand that we're not in the meccas like LA, New York, and ATL and things like that. So we gotta work that much more harder. Understanding the power of just getting out there is there. Like, we need that. Like, you can't necessarily expect to stay inside CT and something just popping for you just off of the strength of that. Thank you, Buck. So you know, I tell people all the time, stay focused, stay consistent, stay working. You know what I mean? And when that opportunity comes, be ready for it and understand your opportunity when you see it. Because a lot of people don't understand their opportunities when they see
right
it.
There.
You know what I mean? And
it come out of nowhere. It can come out of nowhere. And at least expecting it. I'll give you 2 examples. Yank Rhythm. Rest in peace, my homie Zoe Dowdell, Gangstalicious. He passed away. I ended up bumping into Snow at his charity event. We talk, we converse. She said, I sit there and say, let's keep this going and name my bro, because I seen him showing love to you in New Haven. I give her the Yank Rhythm beat. I don't sit there and ask for a price. I just give it to her. That goes and and 6 months later, that goes and blows up to what we know today, right? Today's example with the kids. I could have sat there and said, man, they not paying me enough for this. I'm chill Shump. Like, you know, and could have blocked my blessing in a crazy way. You know what I mean? And I sat there and told myself, no, let's do this. Like, why not? I want these kids to learn. You know what I mean? I want these kids to learn what I learned. I want these kids to feel how I feel when I'm on that board, I'm on that computer, and I'm sitting there producing cranking on music. You know what I mean? So, stay focused, man. That's it. I'm happy for everything that's going on, man. Thanks for coming in. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, Buck. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Regg. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Pulaski Middle School, and thank you all, y'all. I love everybody. Thank you.
Sign 937.